Okay, so today I will do my this MySQL 8 tutorial for beginners day 2. Today I will discuss about the new feature of MySQL, what is new in 8. So mostly almost 300 new feature is added in MySQL version 8. So it is very difficult to cover all 300 features in one session. So I have chosen some new features and that I will tell you. The first important new feature is about the data dictionary. So in previous release, data dictionary basically data was stored in metadata files and non-transactional tables. But now in MySQL 8, this data dictionary data stores in transactional tables and where user can access. Okay, so that is the new change in MySQL version 8 related to data dictionary object. And the another feature is related to DDL. So DDL basically combined statement combines the data dictionary update, storage engine operations, and binary log, and it will write associated with the DDL operation in a single atomic transaction, because we know that MySQL use different type of data storage engine. So if you are doing using some storage in particularly some storage engine like InnoDB, so you will use that storage engine for all your work. So in every storage engine has a different feature. So according to the requirement, client can use storage engine for MySQL. So this is the statement. It will help in that area. And the third feature, which is related to character sets report support. Earlier, data MySQL database used Latin 1, but now it is changed is UTF-8 MB4. So basically, it has many new uh, collations like it is using Japanese language specific collation available for Unicode in MySQL. So that is the biggest highlight of this character set. So now MySQL has uh, specifically assigned for Japanese language. Okay, according to this character set, we can use this MySQL version 8. And the another feature is a single table delete statement. So actually MySQL 8 has many updates release version like 8.016. From 8.016, it started single table delete statement, support the use of table aliases. So in the insert table or delete where we can see about this feature. So right now I'm not covering any practical things. When I will start the practicals, then I will show that these things. And another important feature which is used for window functions. So MySQL version 8 now support window functions for each row from a query. So whenever user is performing a query, it will perform a calculation using rows related to that row. So these things include function like as rank, lag, and tile. So in addition, several existing aggregate functions now can be used as a window function like sum and average. If you know SQL, so there is sum and average. If you want to calculate sum of the column, you can use some functions. If you want to calculate the average of the columns, then you can use average functions related to like students table, where we calculate the sum of the marks and we calculate the average of that mark like this. So Windows function is now supporting in these functions are now supporting in Windows function. And logging, this is very important feature. Whenever error occur, logging was rewritten to use the MySQL component architecture. So whenever traditional error logging is implemented using built-in components, and logging using the system log is implemented as a loadable component. So in addition, we JSON, everybody is hearing about JSON. So this is the new technology actually which comes and it is existing in every database like Oracle, MySQL, and other databases. So JSON log writer is available. So to control which log components to enable, we will use the log underscore error underscore services system variable. So by that we can control the log components. Okay. So this is another important feature is introduced in MySQL 8. And about backup log. So this new type of backup log basically permits DML during an online backup. Okay, like in Oracle, when we put alter table space begin backup mode. So what will happen? Whatever the transaction will happen, it will generate the redo, and redo will store in the redo log file. So same way here in my SQL, backup log permits DML during an online backup, and that while preventing operations that could result in an inconsistent snapshot. So the new backup log is supported by this command: log instance for backup and unlock instance syntax. So the backup admin privilege is required to use this statement. Okay. And another feature which is related to connection management. So MySQL now permit a TCP IP port to be configured specifically for administrative connections. So this provides an alternative to the single administrative connection that is permitted on the network interfaces used for ordinary connections, even when maximum connections are already established. So maximum underscore connection system variable if you define. So instead of that, this will work. Now another feature which is used for plugins. So my SQL plugins could be written in C or C++, previous version. But now MySQL header files used by plugins now contain C++ code, which means that plugin must be written in C++, not in C. So this is the major change in MySQL version 8. And now in table time underscore zone. So MySQL 8017, the time underscore zone session variable is hintable using set underscore var. Previous version like 8016, 8015 does not have this feature. So in version 8, also many releases. So according to the releases, new feature is Oracle is adding in the development of MySQL version 8. Just like as in 19C, time zone is different, and 12C time zone is different. Okay, so same way in MySQL version 8. And now redo log archiving. So MySQL 8.17 InnoDB supports redo log archiving. So backup utility suppose that copy redo log records may sometimes fail. Okay, so on that time to keep a pace with redo log generation while a backup operation is progress. So resulting in lost redo log records due to those records being overwritten. So the redo log archiving feature will address this issue by sequentially writing redo log records to an archive log just as an Oracle, where if one archive log or redo log is full, log switch happen and log writer move to another log file, but the previous file which is full, which is now flushed by the archiver process to the archive log file. Okay, so same way this concept is applying here, where sequentially writing is happened, but it is in an advanced way where redo log archiving feature sequentially writing redo log also to an archive log file. So backup utilities can copy redo log records from the archive file as necessary, thereby avoiding the potential loss of data. So because redo log is very important, that's why in MySQL these things implemented in version 8.017. I hope you guys are getting. Now, this is related to your performance tuning feature, that is explain, analyze statement. So this is a new form of statement where you can implement, but this will be implement in 8.0.18. If you are using that version of MySQL database, then you can do this. What this feature will do? The execution of select statement in tree format for each iterator used in processing the query and making it possible to compare estimated cost with the actual cost of the query. So this information includes startup cost, total cost, number of rows written by this iterator, and the number of loops executed. And also they have changed in 8.0 to 21 where format equals to tree if you will specify. So tree is the only supported format for these things. Okay. Now there is another optimizer hints is introduced, that is force index and ignore index. So we can use these hints for optimizer. So my SQL 8 introduce index level optimizer hints, which serve as analogs to the traditional index hints. So basically we know that whenever we want to force optimizer to use my plan, so we will use hints. So according to that, optimizer will create the steps for solving the query. And according to that, it will generate the plan and then your query will be executed. Optimizer will not use own plan and own whatever optimizer is creating. Okay. So we are forcing to the optimizer to do this way, which I am telling. Okay. So on that time, hints basically DBA use to perform the to improve the performance of the database. Now, another enhancement in XML. So basically from 8.021, the load XML statement now support C data section in the XML to be imported. Okay. Just like as in Oracle, we have alert log file in binary, XML format as well as in text format. So same way, in MySQL 8, XML is used and they have enhanced with this C data sections. And right join as left join handling. So MySQL 8.0.22, the server handles all instances of right join internally as left join. If you are using right join, so it will behave as a left join internally, and eliminating a number of special cases in which a complete conversion was not performed at parse time. We know that whenever query is executed, syntax checking happened, then semantic checking happened, then parsing happened. So like that, in my SQL 8, parsing happened. So in that phase, this improvement will work. Okay. So these are the features which are important and related to my SQL version 8. I hope you get some view on that. And if you want to read more information about MySQL version 8, you can search online because my source is also online. And if you want to know about all the feature, just write it to me on this ahmad@oraclewrite.com. I will mail you about all the 300 features related to this. Okay. Yes, please. If you have any questions, let me know.